Okay, so welcome to today's video. We're going to take you through one of my favourite recipes. So this is going to be like steak mince chili con carne, which is super healthy and pretty easy to eat. Particularly in the winter, this is a really fond meal of mine because it's very like warming and hearty. So firstly you need steak mince, which we have here to divvied up about 250 grams worth of steak mince. You then need red kidney beans, or you could use other types of beans. I use quite a lot of different ones. Chopped tomatoes, and then mushrooms and onions. So these are shiitake mushrooms, and these are very retardedly small red onions. So I have got two. Normally one or half of one would be enough. So that's what you need in terms of ingredients. And then some extra seasonings I would add into it. You can add things like Leon herrings, but something I found, which is a bit of a gem. So this is actually South African, but it's Worcestershire Sauce. It's a tongue twister, which is actually a nice seasoning add on there. But you can add anything you like. You just play around with it. Stuff like smoked paprika works really well. So we're going to start with this now. The first step is obviously just going to chop up the onions and the mushrooms, and then turn the pan on so that's hot, and then put on the trusty coconut oil spray. The thing is with these smaller onions, they're much harder to chop. My very crude chopping skills. And then secondly, we're going to put the steak mince in there and try not to get any of the paper in there, bottom of it. Put chopped tomatoes in. And then the kidney beans we have to drain first. So you just open the can, pour some of that shit away, most of it out. If you want to know something that will go really well with this meal, would be the homemade nachos. So we've made a video on this before. If you check the link above, you can hit that video there, and make sure you drop a comment once you tried it. We can add that in. Now we just need to wait probably like 5–10 minutes and just let this fry off. For the rice, because I'm all about time efficiency, and also cooking rice is incredibly messy, and I have got a rice cooker somewhere. I just use the Tilda microwave rices, which I'll show you in a second. So one of the best things about this, and which Lewis just brought behind the camera, is like when I used to work at 9 to 5, I used to batch cook like a week of this. I'd cook like 1.5 kilos worth of steak mince in one go, and then just divvy it up for the week. So I would cook a bucket load of it, and then I would then freeze probably 2 to 3 portions I'd have later in the week. If you actually want to see one of the original videos, one of the first videos I made for YouTube, which was a full meal prepping for a week, hit the link above and you can check that out. It's probably like the second or third YouTube video I ever made. It's actually sick, but it's that was literally showing how I prep my food at the time of when I used to work a proper 9 to 5 when I was in the real world. Okay, so for the rice, I said I'm a big fan of the microwave ones. It's super easy. So this is Tilda jasmine rice. These tend to be a little bit higher in carbohydrates, but I can tend to get away with it. So obviously choose the rice you want and what carbs you want. This, for example, for half a pack, is 45 grams of carbohydrates. I like jasmine rice, it's really easy to digest. This is super straightforward. The only thing is natural jasmine rice, 98% which is steamed, and then a small percentage of brown oil, which isn't amazing for you, but in small doses, it's devil's in the dose for things. So this very conveniently, just tear pouch, put it in the microwave for 2 minutes, and then you're done. There, so that's now pretty much done. So I'll split this into 2 servings, and it'll be around 30 grams of protein, and the macros for this, which I've just worked out on MyFitnessPal. So conveniently, so if you have this with half a packet of rice, it's around 520 calories. The macros look like this: 60 grams of carbs, with the kidney beans having 13, look around 32 grams of good quality protein. So it's a decent meal and covers all the bases of what you're looking for. Obviously, if you want more carbohydrates, I would normally use an entire packet of rice, depending on what I'm doing. So you just manipulate the carbs based on that, and I would keep the rest of the recipe pretty much the same. That's the rice done, so ripped off the top. I'm going to guesstimate roughly, that is very, very hot. I am going to guesstimate half, which is about that. That'd be around 35, 40 grams of carbohydrates. And again, we're then going to guesstimate the portion of this, which is roughly going to be half, so let's say it's that amount. I'm going to try not making an absolute mess. And then what's left over, I'm then going to try and fit into this very small container. And not spill any. As easy as that. So it doesn't necessarily look the most appetizing, but that's a super healthy meal. It's pretty high in fibre as well, so it'll be very filling. So it's a decent amount of protein, decent amount of carbohydrates. If you don't want the carbohydrates, you can obviously take out the rice. And then we've also got a second serving for later. So if you found this recipe helpful, make sure you comment below, make sure you smash the like and hit subscribe, and let me know any other videos you'd like to see in terms of food, nutrition or training. And if you want help in terms of transforming your own physique and you're not sure where to get started in terms of exercise or nutrition, or at all where to go from it, hit the link below this video and you can book in your free 2022 six-pack strategy call with myself and the CJ coaching team, and we can help transform your life.